terrace. Sometime you might get some drilling sound and all. So I don't want to start a new lesson. Let's go for the revision of the first lesson that we have. Okay. And the lesson is the medieval India, the medieval period. Okay. So in medieval period only, the history is very, very interesting. Man is ending the ancient ways of living, those customs and traditions, and he is entering into a new phase of being ruled by kings and portion for what, ma? You'll be told. Portion will be told you. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, so we have already given cycle test portion to ma'am. Ma'am will post it to you. Okay, don't worry about that. You will get it. Okay. So, but first lesson is coming for sure. Okay, so let's revise it. So man started living under kings. Now, would you like to have a king's rule or you like this democratic rule? What would you like to see? Some people, they like king's rule, okay? Like in England and all, they honor the queen so much. You like democratic rule, Naveen? Okay, good. King's rule, huh? Okay, king's rule will be little like different. You won't have democracy in that. People have to do whatever the king says, whether you feel like it or you don't feel like it, whether it is right or wrong, whatever comes into the brain of the king, he will say, and we have to do it. Voting and democracy is not like that. If you don't like that person, you can remove that person, saying we are not satisfied and give a vote of no confidence and then take that person out from the rule. This thing is also there, but then it's not so easy to live under kings as in democracy. But now democracy is also not so easy. Okay, we are under different pressures. Okay, so we are seeing the medieval period. And the geography of India also decided on the medieval period. And this medieval period has been the time when kings started ruling India, but the feeling of a total India as a nation was not there. Okay, they were only interested. Cholas means they were only interested in Chola kingdom, but they used to fight with the others. If it is Pratiharas, the Pratiharas were interested in their own kingdom, and they used to fight with others. The Marathas, the Sikhs. Okay, so everyone was interested in their own country, not country, you can say kingdom. Okay, so now Indian subcontinent was called by Bharatvarsha as a name, Ayurvata, Hindustan, and all that, but still it was not one. Okay, it was not under one banner as we are. We all are, whether you are a Punjabi or a Kashmiri or Bihari or a man from Northeast or whatever you are, a South Indian, we all are under one flag. And what is that flag? What is that one flag that we all are under? Yeah, unity in diversity, correct? Indian flag. Okay, what is the name of the Indian flag? What is the name of the Indian flag? You know the name? Do you know the name of the tricolor? Beautiful, wonderful novel. It is tricolor. Tiranga. Wow, Shivesh. That is a Hindi name. Very good. Tiranga Chanda. Very good. Wonderful. So all the flags have names, okay? The Great Britain's flag, what is that called? I like that name very much. It has got red color crosses all over and all that. Britain's flag. What is it called? Does anyone know the name? 3 lions are from India. I'm asking about the Great Britain's flag. It's called the Union Jack. Okay, it's a beautiful name, right? Union Jack. So flags have their different names. So India was not under that one flag till then. Okay, in the medieval period, it was all broken up. And our national barriers, or you can say structure of India, also protected each kingdom against another. Okay, so in the north, you can say that it was the Himalayas. Then as you come down, we had Satpura and Vindhyachal. We did not let the other people come inside the Deccan area down there, okay? So it was Chera Chola Pandya Nadu were protected by those mountain ranges. So we had a wonderful medieval period, and it's very nice. History of each king is different. We have a lot of things about each king. Okay, so we saw some of them, but then these things are the things that tell us about the golden period, the rule of the kings and the Indian subcontinent, how it was. So there are also writings, okay, writings of kings. Some of the kings, they were very good writers. They used to write writings of historians and writing of travelers who used to come to India, and writings of religious people, personal biographies and all autobiographies also told about the history of this period. Okay, we have coins which tell us about the king and his rule in this area. We have buildings, like we have temples and palaces and forts, as we have a fort over here. So all these things tell us about the king and their rule. Okay, and also inscriptions on walls, on copper plates, on the walls of caves, on pillars, and in temples. And these things also tell us about the history of the medieval period. And also there are music which tells us about the history. As I told you, during this medieval period, the way of worshipping God changed. In the ancient days, they were all worshipping nature. The worship of God in Hinduism only belonged to the highest class people called Brahmins. Only they could read the Vedas and Upanishads, and they could only perform the pujas, and others were not allowed to go inside the temple. So the common man, and mostly it was in Sanskrit language, which was the language of the higher class people, which the poor people and the common people did not understand. Okay, so the way of worship was like that in Hinduism. In Islam also, it was like very pious you have to be. There should be no sound, no music. Like in Hinduism also, you have drum beats and all, kottu, melam, bhatyam and all you have when you worship God. But in Islamic thing, it was not there. They used to be very quiet and very silently. They have to sit, and then only one mullah, he will say Allahu Akbar loudly, and they all will bow down, they'll worship and go. Okay, women were also not allowed inside. But during the medieval period, there came a change in Islamic thing also. Now, what happened in Hinduism? There came poets, or you can say saints like Tulsidas, Kalidas, Kabir Das, and here also, I don't know about much of this Tamilian, this thing. So they wrote in the language of common man, common local language. They wrote the poems and influenced the this thing, what you call religion, saying that only high class people will not worship. Everybody has got a right to worship God. Okay, so they tried to change the mode of worship. And in Islam, there came Sufism, which brought in music. Okay, music came inside Islam, and they used to dance. And I told you, I'll show you this thing of what you call Sufi dance. Okay, if you had seen, they wear a big long cap, a very flowing black color dress, and they will just revolve like this and then dance slowly. It's a very slow motion dance, but then they will worship God with dance. So Sufism also came inside Islam in the medieval period. Coins, sculptures, monuments, and buildings also brought a lot of information along with them about this period, especially the Chola rule and the Nataraja. The dancing Nataraja also was a very famous sculpture, okay? How the people started making use of metals to make idols, okay? So this also was the change in the medieval period. So this is completely a small recap of the lesson. Now let's go to the question answers, okay? I'll ask you A, B, C, whatever is right, A, B, C, D, you just put that number, okay? I'll see. So choose the correct answer first. The name Bharatvarsha means the land of Bharat, the land of glory, the land of Indus, the land of kings. Which is the right answer? A. Very good. The land of Bharata. He was, and his descendant were called the people of Bharat. Okay, good. The ancient Greeks referred to the Indians as Indoi, Indica, Hindu, Sindhu. Which is the right answer? A. Again, A. Indoi. They called Indians as Indoi, the Greeks. Abd al-Qadir Baduni's Muntakhab Utwarka is an example of a court chronicle, an autobiography, a biography, a poetry. Which is the right answer? Again, A. It is a court chronicle. Means a person will sit in the king's court. If you have seen old movies, okay, I have seen a movie called Ten Commandments, okay. In that, when King Pharaoh is sitting there and so many things happen, okay, a man with a small stool to sit, not stool, a small table, okay. So he will carry it wherever the king goes. He'll be running behind the king. He will sit there and immediately he'll dip his quill in the ink and start writing. Okay, what is happening, who is talking, how many foreigners came to the king's court, and what verdict the king gave, how he got angry, how he took his army, this, that, all that he will write. He's called the court historian. So whatever he writes is called court chronicles. Chronicles, okay? Have you seen the movie called The Chronicles of Narnia? Have you seen it? Anyone who has seen the Chronicles of Narnia? Yes. It's lovely, no? Only half. Okay, you love it. Wow. You have not seen novel? You must see it. Okay, it has got 3 parts, I think. Is it 3 parts? I saw it long back. Full you have seen Avarthana. Very good. Okay, it's good for kids to see that. Okay, it's very nice. Animals talk. Yes, it's very nice. And I see the giant. Which character you like the most in that? Yes. Aslan, very good. The great lion. Yes. So what I'm telling you that because chronicles. Chronicles means history. Okay, good. Then comes next question. The study of old inscription is known as numismatic, epigraphy, history, archaeology. B. Very good. Very smart class. Epigraphy. Okay. The Hoselwara temple is located in Chennai, Cochin, Halebidu, Agra. Which is the right answer? The Hoselwara temple. It is located in Halebidu. Okay. Yes. Shall we go to the fill in the blanks? Good children. Very good class. Very active. I'm so happy. Many of you answer. In some classes, only few children keep answering. That's good. Good class. Okay, next. Fill in the blanks. The history of the past is divided into dash and medieval and dash period. I was just talking about it in the previous class. Yes. History is divided into how many periods? Ancient, medieval, and modern. Okay. So ancient history doesn't have any written records. So then how do we know about it? Man was like this, he had copper age, then he had iron age, he invented wheels, he started settling down and settlements, and then he started producing food. Archaeology. Okay, to some extent. Otherwise, how you know? We know about it from the cave paintings. They mostly tell us. Okay, stick paintings they make. Man is going out, he's hunting, then he goes to a river fishing, then he sits beside the river, then he starts, yes, cultivating, then he invents a wheel. Okay, all these things we come to know from the cave paintings. Okay, then there comes the medieval history. We have so many resources we discussed about medieval. A modern is really very, very easy because we have a lot of information. Even newspapers started coming in the modern. period. Okay. Now you and I are writing history today. Do you know that? If you're not writing also, it is being written. Somebody is writing. Like there was a pandemic. The whole world was standing still for nearly 1 year. And again, another year started with many parts of the world standing still. People are not allowed to go out. You had to wear your mask. You had to use sanitizers. Many people died. Okay, all these things, it will become history after a 20, 30 years. Yes, am I right? So you are writing history. Okay, it happened hundreds of years back. This type of pandemic came and people used to wear masks and all that. Yes, do you remember, or did anyone, like a large mask like thing they used to wear in those days? Okay, so this will become a history. So history is being formed every time. As I told you, the diary of Anne Frank. So it has become a history. We come to know what is happening. Yes. Okay, so the flu came. Yes, it was a flu, Spanish flu they call it. And many of them were, what do you call, hospitalized. They were like the same condition as we are in. Then comes the later medieval period, extends from dash to dash century. First half of the medieval period, second half of the medieval period. Yes. So what happened? Yes. Which period is the first part and which is the later part? Yes. So it is the 13th century to the 18th century is called the later medieval period. It gets extended to 18th century. Okay. Siddheshwar, please stop chatting. Okay. Then comes the dash and dash mountain ranges prevented the Turkish rulers of the northern India from expanding into the south. What are the mountain range? I already told you when I was explaining in the beginning. What are the mountain ranges that stopped the foreigners from entering India? Yes. Himalayas are in the north. We are talking about south. Deccan, Vindhyachal and Satpura. Very good, Alan. Good, good, good. I should give you people who answered rightly. Nafal, Siddheshwar, there is a clap. Okay. Sibesh, yes. Vindhyachal, Vindhya and Satpura. Okay. The travelers, Afanasy Nikitin described his travels to India in his book. That means which book did Afanasy Nikitin write? Yes. What was the name of the book? It's a very interesting name. The Journey Beyond the Three Seas. Novel, it's not behind, it's beyond the three seas. Okay, the journey beyond the three seas. In those days, they used to tell story, crossing 7 oceans, crossing 7 mountains. Okay, we reached there. Okay, it was all like that. But then he crossed 3 oceans to come to India, and then he wrote about it. The dash is the most famous sculpture of the Chola period. That also we discussed. The Nataraja. Very good, Sai. It is the Nataraja. This picture, see? You all have seen it, even in Nataraj pencils it is there. Yes? This is the famous picture of the dancing Nataraja. Okay, good. Shall we go to the question answers? Yes. The word medieval means a time in the middle. It's true or false? The word medieval means time in the middle. It's true. Okay. The rise of regional kingdom was a feature of the medieval period. The rise of the medieval. Yes, true. The word Hindu can be traced to the Arabic language. Can it be traced to the Arabic language? No, false. Monuments are a literary source of history. False. The Nataraja sculpture is from the Pallava period. False. It's from the Chola period. Okay, good children. I think you can hear some noise. Okay. Answer the following questions in one of two sentences. Explain the meaning of the term medieval. What do you mean by medieval? Medieval word itself tells us that in the middle. That's all. In the middle. Very good, Rahul. Good. List out the different names of the Indian subcontinent through the ages. What were the names of the Indian subcontinent? Can you tell me one by one? There are 3-4 names. Bharatvarsha, very good. Bavitraj, good. And Aryavarta, yes. Who said that? I just I didn't get your name. Aryavarta, Bharata, then Hindustan. Yes, it was Hindustan. Good. So it was called Bharatvarsha, Aryavarta, Hindustan, India. Yes, very good. So these were the names of India. Then define court chronicles and give 2 examples of these. What are the court chronicles? First, what are the 2 examples of that? First, Deepa, Al Hindi, Hindu, yes. Tajuka, yes. Tariq Firozi, okay. Okay, you got all the answers mixed together. Okay. So one was, oh God, I'm sorry. Yes. Then one was Al-Biruni's Kitab-e Tariq al-Hind. He accompanied Muhammad Ghazni on his what do you call invasions, and then he wrote about it. Okay, Al-Biruni. And then Ibn Battuta also, who visited India, but then he was in the court of the Tughlaq kings and he wrote about it. Okay, so like this we have the examples. Okay, next. Name the foreign travelers who visited India during the medieval period. There are a lot of foreign travelers who came. It was like, as we saw, Ibn Battuta, Marco Polo, okay, and Sayyid Ali Reis was from Ottoman, Al-Biruni, okay, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I'll send it through Google Forms, okay? So you can do it. Homework is on the way. You people can get it and do it. Okay, the last short answer is define epigraphy. What is epigraphy? Anyone? Fahian and all. Thank you, children, for answering. I couldn't name each and every one of you, but the answers were good. One words, no, along with the material, it will be there, not in the Google form. Yes. Study of old writings or inscriptions is epigraphy. Okay. Next question we come to. Do we have time? Yeah. Write a note on the impact of geography in shaping medieval Indian history. That we already discussed how the geography, water and the subcontinent, this side Arabian Sea and that side is the Bay of Bengal, which protected India. And on the top we have the Indian Ocean. I'll just show you the map. You'll have a clear picture to see that map. How the Indian subcontinent was protected. This is the mountain range, okay? Himalayas. This is the Himalayas mountain range, which protected the north. Then if you come down, there is Satpura and Vindhya mountain range, which protected the foreign invaders from coming down to India. Here we have the Arabian Sea, and this side we have the Bay of Bengal, and this side we have the Indian Ocean. So they also protected India, not letting the foreigners come in. And also this side, if you go, there is Ran of Kutch and a great desert. That also did not let the foreigners come inside. Yeah. Yeah, India is a peninsula. Okay, this side also we have mountain range that protects China and other countries. Other countries are friendly countries, Bhutan and Myanmar, and we have other countries which are friendly with India, Nepal. Okay, so all these are the natural protectors of India. Then, next question. What were the salient features of the medieval history of India? What was the main important feature of the medieval India? Okay, first thing is that small kingdoms came up. Kings started ruling. Yeah, Myanmar is also known as Burma. Okay, yes, because they changed their name. Can you tell me any other place that has changed its name in India? Burma has become Myanmar. Okay, in India, any changes? Fast. Delhi is Delhi. Yeah, Madras into, tell me both the names. Madras is changed to Chennai. Very good. Good. Then Madras to Chennai. What is the other thing? Delhi name is not changed. Yes, any other place? Bangalore to Bangalore. Very good. Very good. Good try. One more. Bombay to Mumbai. Very good. Very good. Very nice. Telangana. Okay. Puducherry. Trivandrum. Okay. From Thiruvananthapuram, it has become Trivandrum. Okay, very good. Yes. Pondicherry to Puducherry. Okay. Kaveri to Kaveri. Okay. Okay. Trivandrum. Okay. One more important. Tanjavur to Tanjore. Okay. Good. Oh, Kolkata to Calcutta. Calcutta to Kolkata. Very good. It's very nice. People have very good GK. Yes. Wonderful class. Thank you so much. Shall we give ourselves a virtual clap? Yes, that goes your clap. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, so India also had many changes in the medieval period. And first thing was rise of the the regional kingdoms. And then there was feudalism also. There were landlords ruling over the people. And then establishment of Delhi Sultanate in the medieval period. Okay, Delhi became an important point of ruling or administration. The kings used to sit in Delhi. Okay, and then the invasion of foreigners, the Turks, the Arabs, the Afghans, and all that. Okay, and the change in the way of worship, in Bhakti movement, in Hinduism, and Sufi movement in Islam. Okay, and then the establishment of the Mughal Empire. Okay, then the rise of the Marathas and the Sikh power that came, Sikhs. Then the spread of culture. People started moving from one. When I was small, like you'll be surprised to know when I was like you in 6th and 7th standard, and when I was in North India, if my mummy makes idli and dosa, those people will be surprised. How do you make this? And they don't know how to eat a idli. They'll take the idli. When we invite somebody, North Indian, Punjabi or somebody to have breakfast with us, they'll take the whole idli, dip it in the sambar, then bite it and eat. Whereas we don't eat like that. So here when I come to South India and tell my friends over here and my relatives that I had samosas and I like samosa, they say, what is samosa? I don't know. We don't know what is samosa. They didn't know what is chapati. When my mummy was small, my grandfather took her to see a ship, okay, which had come into Tuticorin. She went to see a ship and she saw people there making chapatis on coal fire, okay, chalkor fire. They were making chapatis. Making chapatis. But then she came home and told her mother that they make dosha on fire. Fulkas, yeah. They make doshas on fire. And her mother was surprised. She said, how come? She said that, yes, it is like that. So we didn't know. But now, fulkas and chapatis and samosas are famous here. And biryani, idli, dosa is famous not only in North India. If you go to London and other places also, it is famous because a couple from London had come. And they were very easily eating all the mean curry and samosa, idli and dosa. They were not surprised. Then I asked my daughter why these people are not surprised. They said that we have more idli and dosa hotels in London because more Indians are there. So see, the culture has crossed. Okay. Yeah, idli is the best breakfast in the world. Yes. So all these things the cultural exchange came during the medieval period. Dresses also. So when I used to come from North India when I was a kid, and if I wear chudidar here and my mother, I'll say, don't wash it and hang it where people can see it. Okay, dry it in a secret place. Why? They will laugh. I said, why this big pant? What is this you're wearing? Okay, they don't know what dupatta is. People used to laugh. But now it is the most useful, most worn dress over here. So culture changes. And there people never used to wear saris, they are wearing it now. Okay, so this is medieval period. So please study and come, our time is up. Okay, children, have a nice day. Thank you.